Humanity prepared for first contact with the seriousness of a species that had almost destroyed itself several times and was now very eager to look mature. The summit was held aboard the neutral station Harmony above all things, a silver diplomatic ring floating between Earth and the visiting fleet of the Velari Union. Every detail had been checked. Flags were straight, translators were calibrated, the chairs were adjusted for species between the 2 and 9 limbs. And humanity delegation had been given strict instructions. No jokes, no slang, no sudden movements, and no discussing wars, religion, hockey, or whether Pluto counted as a planet. The human-led presence was the Canadian ambassador Thomas McBride, a polite man from Ontario who had been chosen because he could apologize in 6 languages and once negotiated peace between 2 trade ministers during a snowstorm. Unfortunately, the night before the summit, Thomas had been talked into eating a symbol of Earth unity. It was a pizza with pineapple on it. Thomas had objected. His aide had said, "Come on, sir, it's Canadian." Thomas had said, "That doesn't make it legal." But he ate it anyway because diplomacy required sacrifice. He sat at the central table, smiling across the Velari High Council, while his stomach quietly filed a formal protest. The Velari were tall, elegant beings with translucent skin, silver eyes, and ceremonial breathing veils. Their species had evolved on a world with no sulfur compounds at all. Their atmosphere was clean, crisp, and completely free of anything resembling rotten eggs. To the Velari, hydrogen sulfide was not a smell, it was a nightmare. The summit began peacefully. High Speaker Balchan rose and extended all 4 hands. "Today," the translator announced, "we begin an age of peace between our peoples." Thomas stood. "On behalf of humanity," he said, "we are honored, humbled, and deeply committed to peaceful cooperation." Everyone nodded. Cameras recorded this historic event. Children on Earth watched in classrooms. News anchors whispered. Scientists cried. And then Thomas felt it. A small pressure shift. A warning tremor deep within the pineapple zone. His smile froze. "No, not now, not here." He tried to adjust his chair very slowly, very diplomatically. The summit hall was silent. It was too silent. Thomas clenched every muscle his training had not prepared him to clench. High Speaker Balchach continued, "Let this meeting be remembered as the moment our 2 civilizations..." It was tiny. It was squeaky. It was a kind of fart that sounded less like a body function and more like a mouse stepping on a balloon. To the humans in the room, it was embarrassing. To the Velari, it was Armageddon. High Speaker Balach. Silver eyes went wide. One council member screamed. Another flipped backwards in their chair. 2 soldiers dove under the table, activating blue, glowing shields. The translator overhead crackled. Overloaded by panic. Biological warhead detected. The human has deployed the silent death. Seal the chamber. Thomas turned red. I didn't. Every human diplomat looked directly at him. Thomas lowered his voice. I may have shifted. The Velari security commander pointed a trembling weapon at him. "Disarm your digestive colon." Thomas blinked. My what? The emergency shutters slammed down. Red lights flashed. The summit table sank halfway in the floor as an alien containment field hummed to life. The human generals whispered, "Ambassador, what did you do?" Thomas whispered back, "I had pizza." "With what?" Thomas closed his eyes. "Pineapple." The general stared at him like he'd confessed to treason. High Speaker Balchach emerged from behind the shield, shaking. "You invited us here under peace banners," the translator said, "and then released poison from your lower torso." Thomas raised both hands. "It was an accident." The alien council gasped. One of them whispered, "They cannot control it." Another replied, "They're even more dangerous." A human scientist stepped forward, sweating. Please remain calm. What you experienced was a harmless gas expulsion. The Velari recoiled. Harmless? The Khan said. My ancestors screamed through my blood. It's just part of digestion, the scientist claimed. Thomas nodded too quickly. Yes, a pressure release mechanism. The room went dead quiet. The translator repeated it in Velari. Several aliens began praying. The security commander whispered, their bodies manufacture weapons pressure. The scientist tried again. It contains trace amounts of hydrogen sulfide. Humans produce it in very tiny quantities. It usually isn't dangerous. To you, the Khan said. Scientist, check this tablet. Right. Apparently your biology reacts to even single molecules. The Velari Council went pale, which was impressive because they are already translucent. So every human, Balakhan said slowly, is a walking chemical arsenal? The humans exchanged looks. Thomas said, that feels unfair. At the exact moment, his stomach made a long, ominous gurgle. Every weapon in the room pointed at him. Thomas whispered, I'd like to apologize in advance. The summit was suspended for 6 hours. The Earth issued an official statement. Humanity deeply regrets the emission event aboard the Harmony Above All Things and affirms its commitment to peaceful, non-gaseous diplomacy. The Velari Union filed a formal complaint titled, The Unprovoked Deployment of Silent Death by Human Representative McBride. Within days, every alien news network in the sector was talking about humanity. Not our art, not our music, not our silence, but our butts. Military analysis declared Earth the most terrifying planet in known space, a world where billions of civilians casually carried biological deterrents in public, on elevators, and during weddings. The Velari demanded that humans disarm before future negotiations. The Earth replied that that was biologically complicated. Canada issued its own apology, and then apologized for the apology not being strong enough. Thomas McBride became famous overnight. Children called him Commander Poot. The military offered him a job. The pineapple pizza industry offered him a sponsorship. He refused both. Years later, the second summit was held outdoors on Earth, in a very windy field. The Velari delegation wore full environmental armor. Thomas was served plain toast and water for 3 days beforehand. The meeting went perfectly. Peace was signed. Trade began. Cultures blended. And from that day forward, every human diplomatic vessel carried a warning label in 17 alien languages. Caution. Humans may emit trace atmospheric compounds without hostile intent. Underneath, someone had added a marker, especially after pizza.